Good evening, everybody. Hope you guys are doing good. Welcome to another math video for you grade 6s. Today we're going to be looking at multiplication of decimals with numbers less than 1. Thought I'd start off with a couple of decimal jokes here. First one is, we got a cartoon and the guy says, "I ordered a 10-gallon hat, but they put the decimal in the wrong place." And the second one, we have two guys looking at a for sale sign that says, "You're absolutely right, the decimal point is in the wrong place." Get it? Instead of 37,500, it was 3,750. Classic decimal jokes, hey kids? Alright, well now for my, after these corny jokes and Mr. S making a fool of himself, let's get on to the video here. So, it says here, when you multiply a decimal less than 1 by a whole number, the product is less than the whole number. You can use place value and estimation to multiply a decimal less than 1 by a one-digit whole number. So, we have 0.9 times 2. So we have base 10 blocks to model two groups of 0.9. So, what you want to do is you want to write the place value of 1s here, okay? And now what we want to do is, well, we know there's 0, but there's 9 tenths in each group. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in the first one. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in the second one. So 9 tenths, okay, is actually 18 tenths. Well, we can combine tenths into ones. So what I'm going to do is count 10 tenths. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Scribble them out, and I'm going to add a 1 here, just like the arrow, okay? Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tenths left over. So here, my answer is 1.8, okay? We did this using place value and our blocks, all right? If I go to do my equation here, I'm going to go 8 here, times 2 times 0 is 1, 1.8. So we have the exact same answer, but we did it with these base 10 blocks. Okay, so another equation we have here is 0.15 times 4. So what the first thing you got to do is look at our times here, and we have 4. So we're going to have 4 groups of the equation, okay? So here, if we have base 10 blocks, we're going to model 4 groups of 0.15. Okay, well, I'm going to write 0.15 over here. But here, this represents tenths, and this is hundredths. Okay? Then this is ones. So our goal is to get some ones over here. We might not get them, okay? Now what we're going to do is we're going to draw tenths. Okay, so if we look at this, in each group there should be 1 tenth. So we have 1 in this group, 1 in this group, 1 in this group, and 1 in this group. So then what we have to do is look at the hundredth spot, and we have 5 there. So we're going to go 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and we do that 4 times. Okay, now what we're going to do is we have to look, and we have to look at the hundredths first, and we have to count 10. Okay, because 10 hundredths makes 1 tenth. Okay, so you can trade 10 hundredths for 1 tenth. So I'm going to go like this, as this is drawn here. We have one group of 1 hundredths is 1 tenth. And then we have another group down here with 10, and we put it into the tenths. So we have 2 extra tenths here. Okay, now what you're going to do is you're going to count. There's no more in the hundredths here. Okay, we have 0. So we're going to count tenths now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here we have 6 tenths. So my answer is 0.60. Okay, just like it says right here. We have 0 ones. Okay, we couldn't combine any tenths to get to ones. There's not 10 tenths. We have 6 tenths. And we have 0 hundredths for the number 0.60. Okay, if I was to do this multiplication-wise, I'd go 0.15 times 4. I get 0 there, 20, sorry. I get 4 times 1, plus 2 is 6, and I get 0 there. So my answer is the exact same, but here I used my base 10 blocks to solve the equation. Okay, another great strategy when multiplying with decimals and numbers less than 1 is, okay, we have this number here, 0.0138 by 9. So what I like to do, okay, is I like to take the zeros out of the equation, okay, and make it so it's whole numbers here. So 138 times 9. So then what I'm going to do is, they do it differently here, but you got 9 times 8 is 72. Add the 0, 3 times 9 is 27. Add 2 zeros, and 1 times 9 is 900 for a total of, when we add them together, 1242. The other way of doing it, we'll do it down here as 138 times 9. We're going to go 72 there. Add the 7. We're going to go 9 times 3 is 27, plus another 7 is 34. We're going to add a 3 there. We're going to go 9 times 1 is 9, plus 3 is 12 to get this number as well, 1242. Okay, well now we can estimate to place the decimal point. So if we have the number 0.0138, we got to go through this. It says 0.0138 is close to 0.001, okay, which is 1/100th. 1/100th multiplied by 9 is 9/100ths. 9/100ths are close to 10/100ths, or 1/10th. So here, I place the decimal point at 0.1242. Another way of doing it, okay, is we know that here is 1, 2, 3, 4 decimal spots. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4 decimal spots here, and we get 0.1242. Okay, this is my favorite way because we take away these zeros. It's really important, all right? And then we just take the whole numbers and we multiply. Then we estimate to put the decimal point. Okay, you can estimate in a couple different ways. You can go compatible numbers. You can also do, okay, I know there's 4 spots here after this number, so it's got to be 4. Okay. So, looking at an old equation, we have 0.15 times 4. We already know the answer, but what we're going to do here is we're going to actually do my strategy first. Okay, so we're going to take the whole numbers here, so 15 times 4. We're going to do our equation. 5 times 4 is 20. 1 times 4 is 4, plus 2 is 6. Okay, so here we have 60, all right? Now, if we're doing 0.15, what you do is you count 1, 2 spots here, 1, 2 spots there, and you get 0.60. That is one way of doing it. You can also do the estimation where you go 15 times 4, and you get 60 again, okay? And then you go, all right, 0.15 is close to 2/10ths, okay? So my answer has to be in the tenths, so it's 0.60. Another way of doing it is you can do basic multiplication. You can go 5 times 4 is 20, add the 2, we get the 6 there, and then 4 times 0 is there, and we do that, okay? So a couple different ways. When it's this small of a number, I suggest that you can do it this way, cross multiply, and it's not the end of the world, but it's easier to do this, okay? So this one's a bit more interesting with my strategies. So what we'll do, okay, is we're going to look at this number, and we're going to just use the whole numbers in it. So we have 32 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. So my answer is 64 here, okay? However, we have 1, 2, 3 decimal spots, okay? So 1, 2, 3. So we add a 0 here, and it's going to be 0.064. Okay, we have 3 decimal spots here. 1, 2, 3. All right. We know that 0.032 is close to 0.03, which our number, okay, if we double it, is going to be in the 6s, right? Another way of doing it, 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 2 is 6. 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 0 is 0. And we count how many spots? 1, 2, 3. So our answer is 0. That's not a 1, 0.064. So I suggest doing it the whole number way. You don't necessarily have to do that, okay? But it might be a good way to do it. Okay, I want to do just one more base block one here too. So I'm going to write ones here, tenths here, and hundredths here. Okay, now I'm going to have 3 groups. So I'm actually going to make my table here when I do these. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we're going to go with tenths first. So we have 0.23. So it's at the 2's here. So I'm going to write 2 tenths. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, now I'm going to go to my hundredths. Okay, and I did 2 each time here because this is 1 group, 2 group, 3 group. Okay, and we're multiplying by 3 times. Then I'm going to go to my hundredths. Okay, and I got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the first question you got to ask yourself is, can we combine these hundredths into tenths? Okay, well, 3 plus 3 plus 3 is 9. 10 hundredths equals 1 tenth, so no, we cannot. So my answer here is 9. Then we look at our tenths. 2, 4, 6. We cannot make any 1s because there's not 10. So we get 6. Okay? So my answer here is 0.69 using base 10 blocks. We also could have done it this way where we go like this. Scribble that out, and now it's 23 times 3. So we get 9 here, 6 here. Okay? And then it was 0.23, so we counted 1, 2 decimal spots, so 0.69. Okay, that's all, guys. The assignment's pretty much just like this lesson. If you have any questions, come see me. Hope you guys understand it. It should be pretty easy. Look on the blog and in OneNote for what you guys need to do for an assignment, and best of luck.